What's up, guys? I am Captain Ahab. Just kidding, I'm not. But yeah, I think I got maybe like one more left in me. I've been very passionate with doing these horror movie reviews or horror reviews, whatever, uh, pertaining to Halloween and whatnot. I'm just trying to get into the spirit. That's all. If I knew more about Thanksgiving, and I mean I know about it, just like about every holiday, but Halloween's kind of special to me. It's just I don't know. As a kid, you have that thing you're attached to, whether it be comic books or movies or Halloween. I've always associated with the culture I was kind of brought into. Not my heritage culture, but just, the scene. Metal music, horror movies, uh, you know, some of my friends dressed like it was Halloween year round. I dressed like it was Halloween year round. So, it kind of fit. I like it. I like the actually historic part of it. Sam Hain, if I'm saying that right, the whole pagan rituals that were associated with Halloween stuff. Still a kid's holiday. And it wasn't candy. But anyway, the movies, yeah, the constant marathons and reruns. TNT's Monster Vision from Joe Bob Briggs, if you guys remember that. Um, it's a fun time. So what I'm going to talk about, basically, what about movies that are horrific in nature, but not exactly categorized as horror movies? I got a few set out for you. I'm not going to dive into them that much, cast, director, yada yada. In fact, some of these you probably heard of. I'll leave IMDb links at the bottom just so you can check them out. But yeah, anyway, there's a lot of movies we came across growing up that were like, wow, this would be, great horror movie. But when you went to go rent it or go into a category to, buy it or whatever, stream it, wasn't found under horror. But there's elements in there that would kind of be horror or sci-fi or the both. I'll give you one example. Then just go down the line. Jurassic Park. We all know Jurassic Park. Some scientists, clones a bunch of dinosaurs, and before you know it, they overtake a resort slash island park, theme park, and they wreak havoc. But there's scenes in here that are generally creepy, especially with the velociraptors. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. The T Rex that just kind of emerges. Um, there's that stalk and hunter kind of vibe to it, and I don't say gore, but there's like a lamb limb that just hits the freaking car window. The kids are like, "What the heck is that?" Some guy gets eaten while he's trying to go to the bathroom, or he's hiding. I think he's hiding, and just T Rex just eats him, and you see this stuff. Now this I think was rated PG 13, and I mean I know now like they're including cursing. I think allowed to say like one or two curse words and show like something during these films, but whatever. Back then, PG 13. I don't even think like you were getting yourself into. That wasn't a rated R film, but it still had its moments. But this I felt like kind of just went a little above. Like here's R, here's PG 13. It was kind of like in between here, but nonetheless, cult classic, fun movie, family movie. There's so many of them. There's another one in the works. But at the end of the day, dinosaurs attacking people. Because, we evolved to be out of the food chain. When dinosaurs existed, we were in the food chain. See how that works? Now, you bring dinosaurs back in the picture. Guess what? We're back in the food chain. That's what happens. It's freaking scary. Can you imagine waking up, oh, there's dinosaurs. Back to you, Wolf. Like, what the heck? But yeah, I mean, it's not a movie I lost sleep over or stay up at night, but imagine being in your house and you go to your basement and there's a freaking velociraptor just waiting for you and it just starts like pouncing at you. What are you gonna do? There was horror movies that emulated that, definitely. The video games, Dino Crisis, who remembers that one? Huh? Carnosaur, which was like a when dinosaurs attack kind of B movie. But Jurassic Park made it famous, and yeah, not you probably wouldn't find it under horror. You probably find it under adventure, action, family. I don't know, but definitely not under horror. I think when I looked for it, it wasn't under there. But yeah, that's an example of a movie with horror themes that's not listed under horror. Oh God, let's see what else. Ooh, The Promise. So here's a kind of a drama, war drama slash. I don't want to say adventure film, but it has horrific elements in it. Oscar Isaac's in it. For those who don't, Oscar Isaac played Poe in the new Star Wars trilogy. Good actor by the way. But The Promise, the theme of it is the Armenian genocide or the lead up. So think of it as like the Holocaust, except for Armenians. Armenians are these people that live in the Caucasus. So like they're kind of like sandwiched in between Georgia, Iran, parts of the Middle East, Syria. They had a big whole culture and history of their own, which I'm huge fans of them. You know, Rome and Greece had a lot of interaction with them, and it was just, it was fun. It was good times back then. But, they obviously lost power, and stuff happens. Like anything, when you're an empire, you topple. So they were under occupation by the Ottomans, and there was, I guess, some kind of camaraderie there, but disappeared. I'm ranting, going on a whole history lesson here. Anyway, back to the movie The Promise. So think of it as a Holocaust movie. These people are, persecuted, families torn apart, driven into the desert, killed, executed. It was a genocide. They want to get rid of the entire Armenian population. And it tells you this. It's a romance story between a journalist and an aspiring Armenian who goes to Constantinople, today Istanbul, to have a degree in medicine. Doesn't turn out well. It's the break of World War One. A lot of chaos. There's like a love triangle going on, and it's a really, really decent movie, The Promise. But there's scenes in there that are truly heartbreaking and just generally, terrifying. Because this guy's like in like the worst scenario, and all he wanted to do was just better himself. But because he's this particular race that this bigger country doesn't like, and imagine being ripped from your family. You're probably going to die or be in some work camp or whatever for the rest of your life until you die, and that's it. Your memory erased. So that's why there's a big Armenian diaspora, meaning outside of Armenia itself. Armenia's natural homeland is not where it should be. It was created by the Russians now today. If you look at Armenia on the map, that was kind of created with like this joint, Soviet Armenian friendship thing. Ancient Armenia now, I believe the capital was called Ani, A-N-I, is now in, Turkey. So, there you go. So yeah, tragedy, horror, war is hell kind of theme. And yeah, this went on for a long time. And just like how some Germans deny the Holocaust, some Turks deny the Armenian genocide. So, not a movie you would find in the horror section, but nonetheless has horror themes. There was another one I wanted to mention too. One that kind of relates to everything that's going on right now. You guys probably caught this movie. It's called Outbreak. And I think it's actually based on true events, which is kind of scary, or events that happened similar. Basically, it's an Ebola type virus. If you guys don't know what Ebola is, please look it up with caution. Basically, it's a virus that turns your insides into jelly. You start bleeding out your eyes, your nose, super contagious. It's a blood-borne pathogen, so you have to get it through like spit and saliva. But this one becomes like airborne, and wipes out groups of people, super contagious, and it's confined to this small town. And these doctors are going nuts. They're trying to trace it, the origins, to try and stop it. Turns out it was from a monkey that some dude, worked at a facility that had these animals caged from Africa, because the origin of the virus, even in real life, is based out of Africa. Just kind of showed up one day, started like literally melting people's insides, blood every. It was a really horrific, 100% mortality rate type of virus, a hemorrhagic fever. There was some actually, the origin, it's fuzzy, where this kind of originated from. Like I said, majority of it, a lot of documents in Africa, but there's been some signs and some documents pointing towards historic stuff. In the it was like an ancient trail, like the Silk Road. That's where like people used to trade goods back in the day, of people having a hemorrhagic fever, high fever, bleeding everywhere. So who knows where it came from? All knows that in this particular film originated from Africa. A monkey was infected, didn't necessarily get sick, but had the ability to get other people sick. And this is kind of the catalyst to the story. Some worker, feels sorry for this monkey, frees it, it spits on him, and there is the chain effect. He infects his girlfriend, he infects everyone around him. The owner that, the shop owner that you try to, care for the monkey, like you said, it was just a chain effect that led to madness, pretty much. And these small team of doctors, like it's a big cast too. Morgan Freeman, Dustin Hoffman. I mean, really, if you haven't seen it now, please check it out. Very scary similarities. Another movie, Contagion, too, which is more or less kind of the same deal, more modernized. But Outbreak, like I said, was based on an actual event, a facility that had monkeys that carried, I guess, the first form before Ebola, became the deadly pathogen it is today. In some facility, like in some like urban area in America, and the scientists were like, "Oh my God, don't let anybody out," So they had to race against time. Well, this brings it to real life. Michael, I always get his last name wrong. Michael Crichton, I think. No, that was Jurassic Park. I'm not sure who wrote Outbreak. Either way, like I said, I'm going to list all these movies at the bottom here. But yeah. I mean, they do eventually find, the monkey and a solution, but the events that lead up to it are just horrific. And it looks like a really horrible way to die. Put it that way. Not fun. Nothing glorified in that. And it's one of those movies where, you can't see the killer. Because it could be anybody. Anywhere. It could be anybody. You don't know. And, yeah, that's kind of the deal with that. Another movie you wouldn't find in the horror section. You'd probably find it under action, drama. Not horror though, but you would. 100%. There's horrific events that occur during this. Yeah, I think Stephen King commented on it because it was a book. I think it was called The Hot Zone or something. Like I said, I get my authors mixed up, but Stephen King read this book and it scared him. This is Stephen King I'm talking about, the guy who made it. So if he was shaken up by it, because it's a real world kind of, commotion. It could happen. It has happened. Look at right now. We're dealing with a real life horror movie. The worst thing that could happen, honestly, right now, like tomorrow, COVID can mutate into a zombie virus, and we're all done for. And just before you start writing on your keyboard there, it's been done. Yes, there's COVID zombies from Full Moon Entertainment. I'm not saying it's a good movie, but I'm just saying, a borderline bad taste because we're not over it yet. You can't really make jokes or, parody movies or movies based on that, But and there was another one too. Oh my God, Songbird, I think it was called. It was based on COVID-22. So yeah, they're like years in advance. And let me tell you, that was kind of like a post-apocalyptic society kind of deal. And yeah, if that's our future, it doesn't look good. But I digress. So yeah, those three movies, definitely not under horror when you categorize things, but to me, definitely horror. Oh, almost forgot. One of my favorites. I think someone else's favorite too. Well, a lot of you anyway. Silence of the Lambs. How about that, huh? Anthony Hopkins as Dr. Hannibal Lecter. God, how is that not rebranded as a horror movie? Come on, it had a trilogy, had a series spin-off. It was a trilogy, right? Manhunter, Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, Young Hannibal, whatever. But, oh my god. Dr. Lecter is this doctor turned cannibal, gets caught by police, and helps a detective find this psychopath who kidnaps, large women and wears their skin over them like a suit. So, come on. That's horrific. That's screams horror. That's, you know. But yeah, like I was saying, Silence of the Lambs is like a movie that wants to be a horror movie, but is listed under like a serious, drama, thriller, whatever. Thrillers are just want to be horror movies, I think. But yeah, I think the majority of you have seen this film. If not, do yourself a favor. Check out all these movies, actually. If you got time on your hands, do it. I'm telling you. Add it to the Halloween collection if you want. But, yeah. I can't recommend that one enough. Silence of the Lambs. That's actually kind of like the epitome of this conversation. Films that are not quite in the horror category, but definitely have that feel. And that one just screams it. I can think of so many. Cape Fear, which is about this it's like a remake of an original movie. This doctor, puts is it doctor? I think it's usually a doctor or a lawyer puts away this guy. It's like this criminal dude, whatever, has like a real sociopath kind of problem, and when he gets out, he like seeks revenge kind of deal. It's not listed as a horror, I don't believe. It looks like the cover looks like it's a horror, but it's not, But once again, you could definitely put that in there. Yeah. And this goes on and on. I don't want to keep going on, but yeah, those little bundle I said are definitely what I'm talking about when I say horrific events, not quite horror, but could definitely be cousins to horror films. So yeah, just figure bring that to your attention. It's kind of interesting, and like I said, maybe you can add something to your playlist now of Halloween horror films or whatever. All right, guys, thanks for listening, and I think my next review I might do something modern. Yeah, because I believe it or not, I do like modern films. Any kind of films, any genre. Horror, action, sci-fi, whatever. But I think it's time to bring out the modern horror. Alright guys, thanks for watching. And, I guess I got a big announcement next time too, regarding maybe a separate channel. I don't know, I'll get more into it later. So yeah, until next time, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace.